Already got no high school show or movie gets high school right.
Elon Musk offering $100 million to whoever, a company, an individual that can make the best carbon capture technology.
$100 million?
$100 million.
Man, ever heard of a forest?
Should I do it? Should I be like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our It's Dre Shop Post What I Learned video series. I really can't.
Let's each do like one word.
Oh yeah, like those acting circles. But the thing is, we don't know who's coming for us in the circle.
Yeah, damn. That would have been fun though.
So last week I learned about Elon Musk offering $100 million to whoever, a company, an individual that can make the best carbon capture technology for greenhouse gases and global warming. And that was really cool to learn about.
$100 million?
$100 million.
And he's not funding the process. He's just like.
I don't know if he's gonna buy it, but he put that challenge out, and it was really cool.
Nice. That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, it really does.
Man, ever heard of a forest?
Yeah. I think somebody brought up just planting trees, and he was like, no, I'm talking about technology.
I hope the editor puts in man ever heard of a forest.
Who's editing this one?
I think Jake.
Me.
Jake? Yeah. Okay.
Either Jake or Avi, right?
If it's me, I'll definitely do it.
Yeah. All right, who's going next?
Jake, how about you?
I learned organization is essential because editing some of these videos can be a beast, especially when you're not as organized as you'd like to be. I told Dale about this on our video call on Friday night. I was like, I need to be more organized. He's like, yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I think part of the reason why your project was so organized was also because I was not super organized when I was doing that project, so I do apologize. I was trying to and do 3 different what I learned in the same project instead of doing them on individual projects. So, yep, don't be lazy.
Is that your what I learned this week?
Oh, close. I'll get to mine.
Okay.
Well, do you want to jump into yours?
Oh, sure. Okay. Then.
Yeah, I thought you were going next.
Oh, sure. That kind of connects too. Well, my what I learned is messing up is the best way to humble you. Because last week I made a very stupid mistake when doing some easy stuff for a client, and it was Dale basically asked me to be an AE for this other editor. So I was preparing all the footage for her and putting on a draft so Dale could send it to her. And I did that and he sent it over, but then she told me that some footage were missing. And turns out when I was transferring, it somehow glitched out or something, and it didn't some of the footage didn't transfer over. It's not a lot, so it's not a big deal, but still it's a bad way to make a first impression. And I was like, oh, I should have totally double checked before giving him the okay, and it was totally on me, and I felt really bad. But that's how you humble yourself and be like, okay, now I know the feeling of how shitty this feels, so next time I won't do it again. I will make sure to double check next time and try and really impress this other editor now. Yep, so that's what I learned.
Last week I learned the power of unity. I had some family stuff going on, and because of this wonderful team here, Brian, you helped a lot with Yellow Brick and setting it up, and I did a lot of the final touches and the main application and organizing it all to be sent. And because of our great teamwork, as you know, we got an interview, which is going to happen later today. So whatever happens, I'm just happy that, you know, we got to work together and like take the stress off of each other and hopefully make something wonderful happen. And I just want to relate that also to a huge moment in history happened last week, the inauguration of our new president, and not only unifying as a company, but unifying as the United States is really important. And I don't think it matters what side you're on. We're supposed to be working together or else we're going to destroy each other. So I'm happy that it seems like things are going well and there's a lot of work to do, but we're going to be moving forward. I don't think, you know, we're going to be moving backwards anymore. So just I'm happy to be a part of history.
Totally different direction, kind of. But I learned last week that I have a social battery, and it's not as strong as it once used to be. I'm someone who loves people and hanging out with people, but I need to, in general, just start taking better care of myself. I mean, I have a garbage sleep schedule, and I am working on my diet, and I did not have a brownie for breakfast. And I've recently begun doing gym things again, and those are not as easy as they once used to be. So you know, basically, I just need to start taking more time for myself. And kind of what's been great about that, because I have a little bit, you know, it's kind of helped me sort of realize a little better what it is I'm looking for in life and what it is I want, and sort of how to better pursue that. I think something JL said that was interesting was meditation. What I find really interesting about that for me is it's helped me realize this thing where I feel like my mind is always either in the past or the future. But every time I sit down for 3 minutes and just do a guided meditation, whatever, I open my eyes sitting on the floor in my apartment, and all of a sudden I kind of just realize I'm in my apartment. Nothing's happening, you know? And it's just good to have a little different perspective.
Yay, meditating!
Yeah, Sophie's turning me into a hippie, so.
Well, I'm really glad you're meditating, and if any of you want to share meditation apps, I got some good ones. But I'm gonna segue into another one. This week, well, to preface, I love clouds. I just love really pretty, colorful clouds, and I paint. And I couldn't, or I'd been having trouble figuring out how to blend the colors of clouds, because there's always these, like, I mean, there's the base of blue, but then there's often, you know, there's these pinks and oranges, and very often there's like an indigo in between. And blending indigo and orange usually doesn't lead to anything very pretty. But then this week I was painting, and I figured out how to blend those colors into like make cloud tones, and that was awesome and felt like a very developmental step in my ability to paint.
Last week I was like looking at a Cold War auction, and they were featuring a lot of like things from like a KGB like espionage museum, and it was like really cool. So I decided, like, I've never been before, but I was like, okay, I'll try to do like one item. But like obviously, like after a few days I got outbid, and by like a lot more. So I guess I learned the power of restraint, because like I really wanted to bid more, but also like I like said I had a maximum like budget, and I wouldn't go past that, because otherwise, you know, I'd probably regret it a lot. So
What did you bid on?
it was like this like ring with like, it was like what like KGB spies, like I guess female ones used, and like it had like a secret compartment where they'd put like, I forget what, but like it was like other things, like
Like a suicide pill.
Maybe.
Just some
They
snacks,
had like
you
a
know?
suicide tooth like in the auction. And you would like bite on it and it would break and like the poison would like
Patrick or Jaden, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go. So I wish I guess learned something that gave me valuable insight or wisdom, but I guess what I simply learned is that the city of Miami doesn't really care about COVID. So I flew in on Saturday, and like basically like all the restaurants, the nightclubs, the bars, they're all open, all indoor seating. The waiters don't even wear masks. So I'm just like, okay, they don't care if they live or die at this point. But I make sure to still wear my mask, still socially distance, although that hasn't been working out too well. And I was doing some further reading, and I saw that the governor isn't really keen on all of this. So that's the reason why this city is not as I guess put together as New York. But I guess that's what I gained from being here.
So the governor isn't keen on COVID. Like he just doesn't care. So he was just like,
Yeah, there are no restrictions at all.
Yeah, no restrictions.
Yeah, they don't care.
He was one of the ones who I think believed COVID was a hoax back last year. So this shows. Yeah.
are there like numbers crazy though? Probably right.
Yeah.
Are you from Miami?
No, I'm from Brooklyn, but I came here to just celebrate graduation.
Happy graduation.
Thank you.
Oh, you're graduating?
Oh yeah, I just graduated back in December.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're like a real human being now.
Yeah, it's scary, man. The real world. Yeah, it's a cold and dark place. But, yeah. I am excited to this next stage and chapter of life. So yeah, can't wait to see what it brings.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
The world wasn't always so dark and lonely.
It's not just because COVID.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh, wow.
Pat, you want to go?
Pat, you're up, man.
Yeah, going off for a conversation about shows before. I'm learning that I don't know, for some reason I'm incredibly frustrated with just like new entertainment. I don't know if I'm just like old-fashioned or I romanticize old movies and shows better, but I feel like everything I watch now is just so like plot twisty to be plot twisty. Like it feels like they're just doing like random shit to just entertain you and keep you captivated. And then like I lose interest so fast because like I just don't feel like grounded in like any entertainment anymore.
It's
And I'm
I
like,
totally
why?
vibe with that, Patrick. I agree.
Like for example, I don't know, like you think what's like an old classic show? I guess Breaking Bad, right? Dale talks about that all the time. It's like sometimes it's slow, but it's like slow because like they're like developing characters and like developing storylines so that they make sense later in the season when it does get plot twisty intense. And then I watch a limited series now and I'm like, oh, every episode has a plot twist at the end. Like why? Why? And I don't know. I don't get it. I don't feel grounded.
It's the Game of Thrones effect.
Dude,
Everyone's
It
on
is.
that hype train of if you guys haven't seen Game of Thrones, yeah, I'm gonna spoil the end of season 1 right now. But when Ned Stark died, that was a huge plot twist because it's like how you kill the main protagonist.
Right.
And then
Sophie, have you not seen it?
But she's not gonna watch.
you're gonna watch it.
There's no need to see it anymore. No
You
need.
need
at
to-
all.
Literally been 10 years.
I've never seen it, but I don't care. So say whatever you want.
I mean, if you guys haven't seen Game of Thrones, don't watch it. Because the last season, you will watch that last season, and you'll be like, "Wow, I just really wasted my life."
Yeah.
loving
If you haven't seen it right now, you're not gonna want to watch it anyways. It's
This is an interesting point you bring up though, because I've heard that a lot from the Game of Thrones fans who all just kind of just removed it from their lives after that last season. But did you not enjoy the first 7? Like that's still worth it, right?
Okay, the first 4 were
It's not just a
great.
run to the end. It's a journey.
I feel the same way about
dumpster fire, and
Yeah.
dude, I actually cried when I saw the last episode. Like, I was like, wow, they really just ruined my favorite show. And I'm also a huge fan of the books. Like, I've read all the books, and I know George R. R. Martin is never going to release any more books.
Well, Avi, think about it this way. It's like you go to your favorite restaurant for like 7 years, right? And they make quality food or pretty quality food for 7 years, and you love it. And then like one day for your birthday on like the 8th year, you show up and it's just garbage. Like, just imagine that disappointment.
Give you a plate of garbage.
That's like about.
And then the restaurant closes down afterwards.
It's a one-time.
Hey,
Here's a counterpoint. You got 7 years worth of great food, and this is something my mom does. You have one bad experience at a restaurant, and it's usually one that I love for whatever cosmic reason, and we just never go there again. And I'm like, yo, maybe it was just one bad day, because I've gone to these places afterwards and it was fine, you know.
But he's saying there's no redemption. There was no redemption to that awful burst.
Everyone gets a second
experience, but they didn't because there were no more seasons.
That's
The
different.
thing with Game of Thrones ending was like HBO was like, hey, do you guys want to do like 3 more seasons? And then the writers of the show, the head writers and the showrunners, they were like, nah, because Star Wars is gonna book us, and like they're gonna give us more money. We'll just wrap it in one season. And HBO was like, are you sure about that? And they're like, yeah. And they did it in, what was it? I think 7 episodes was the last season, and they were so rushed. And the plot line was all over the place. Even the season before that was kind of a mess.
You said
going into it.
the entire season they take their time, and then the last season they rush everything, and you're like, why? Why? All this build up for nothing.
I can tell you there's one particular plot line, I'm not going to say which, but like that's supposed to probably happen over the course of like a season, and they did it in 5 seconds. Literally.
Journey, like literally traveling from place to place, right? It's supposed to take so much longer.
No, like just like someone's like character development or something that's supposed to happen over the course of the season.
Are you censoring yourself for Sophie's sake?
Yeah. In case you wanted.
It's a little too violent for you. It's a little too violent.
Yeah, that's the violence I definitely stay away from. But I was able to hold it out for Tenet. That's the only where I'll give a Tenet. It is violent. It is so
not that violent.
I couldn't even hear Tenet. Like the music was just.
We had a whole conversation about this. Was the sound design bad on purpose?
The only reason that we got through it and that we understood what was happening was because we had subtitles on.
Subtitles were a G. Don't watch it without subtitles.
But Patrick, to your point though about TV, when you said that everything's just it's pointlessly long and there's just these unnecessary plot twists, I have one show in mind that just epitomizes that, and it's called 13 Reasons Why with 4 seasons.
Oh my God, I hate that show so much.
Why did it even have a second season? Why did it even have a first one?
Why did it get past the pilot?
Like, I understand, like, it was based off a book, so season 1, you could just, like, make it a limited series and wrap it up. I watched the first 3 seasons because I was just like, this is so bad. I'm gonna keep watching it, though. But I watched the first episode of season 4, and I just said, nope, can't do this.
I did the same thing.
They always find some way to top the previous season in just being unnecessary. It's
well, because at the end of season 2, I was like, all right, this is gonna get weird. I'm not gonna watch it. But then they dropped the trailer, and they dropped the trailer for season 3, and I was like, wait, what? So then I was like, all right, I'll watch.
I'm pretty sure season 4 was just a bunch of these kids from the last 3 seasons just murdering each other, and like. And like just all this awful stuff. And my biggest thing with that is, like, damn, what high school did the writers go to? Like, what?
Half of them are like, half the characters are dead now. So,
well,
yeah, this is a high school show.
No writer.
Because I'm like, does this do these things really happen, or did I just go to school in the hood and like this did not exist for me?
I swear to God, no like high school show or movie gets high school right. And I'm like, what? Have you guys like fucking lost touch with how high school was? Or like where are you guys going to high school? I've never. The only accurate one I've seen is 8th grade, and that's not even high school. That's 8th grade. So like, that's the only accurate school. I don't know.
I feel like
show.
Euphoria is not terrible. I feel like they did it.
Yeah.
The beginning of Euphoria feels very accurate.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, don't get me started on Riverdale. That's
No.
Thanks for watching our first What I Learned Without Dale. It's been a great time and a great conversation. We look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Like, subscribe, hit all the buttons.